Always gotta remember
Hey everyone. Yeah, it's right there. The cat is. Always. It's always changing over there. Hey everyone. It's Books and Brew time. And it's, things got a little janky. No, not even kidding. So, do you notice what is different on our screen over here?
I feel like the thing behind it is different.
The OBS is different because we have to use Streamlabs OBS because OBS was being weird. I didn't detect my desktop audio.
That was weird.
Yeah, so I will have to mess with that later tonight. But heck, we're up and running now. So, welcome to the stream, everyone. So, we're going to continue off reading into Ravenloft. Before we even actually get into this, it's Friday.
Yeah, we stayed up and watched the finale of Critical Role because, like, it is.
Oh my god!
Well, you fell asleep.
I fell asleep.
I stayed up the whole time.
I couldn't hang. It was too much for me. Yeah, so we, Critical Role obviously is a big influence on us. You're wearing Caduceus Clay shirt right now. We definitely we love the show. We've watched the entire first season during quarantine, and then during second season we were doing the exact same thing until we are now. We're all caught up. Yeah,
Even though we were playing D&D before we got exposed to Critical Role, it was kind of like a happy accident.
It was, wasn't it? It was like, oh, this is something to do. So it was nice.
And now we're just addicted.
So yeah, I think after this we're gonna end up. I'm gonna rewatch the later half because I fell asleep.
I'm probably just gonna.
You're gonna fall asleep. Well, that's fair. We have a lot to do, and we usually here at Books and Brew. We usually bring out some sort of drink. We tried doing that.
Half of mine ended up.
Do you want to go ahead and explain what happened?
No.
You sure? I'll do it.
So I put a soda in this seashell cup, and it had a different lid and a different straw. Well, I tried to drink out of it, and then it just started foaming all over the place, and I tried to drink more, thinking that it would stop the foam, and it did not. And you just heard me yelling from the other room, going, help, because I couldn't move, and it was spilling, and I didn't want to leave a trail. So half my soda's gone. It's been a week, guys. It's been a week. It's been interesting.
It's been a week.
Reminders, we're not having the main campaign tomorrow because the peoples have baby showers to go to and life.
Yay. But we'll be picking up on the 12th.
But we will be picking up next week.
Mm-hmm.
With Aaron.
Yeah, with guest star Aaron from Riot Games. He'll be joining us once again.
With Olivin.
I
think I said that right.
Yeah, actually that's the way you say his name, Olivin. The way I remember it and the way he told me was it's like 11. But you have to really roll that O. So Olivin.
I don't feel like it's not part of a name once he tells you how to say it. What else? Try to remember. Oh, we have new merch.
Oh, we have new merch. We absolutely do have new merch. We have, if anyone has ever seen our, let me give a little detail. Once every other month, we do a one-shot here with a bunch of friends and artists and just people we really want to work with. And not this past one-shot, which was the Mine Architects, but the one previous to that, which was the showroom, where we had a bunch of artists come in, dice makers, digital artists, and just even a leather-bound worker who made a really awesome.
It's over there. I have to go get it.
No worries. You can get it. You want to get it now?
I don't want to get up, but I'll get up.
Well,
for Aspen, I'll get up.
I felt I love the showroom logo that was created, and so we went ahead and put it on a baseball tee, and I think it honestly looks really good, especially with the red and gray.
We haven't got it yet, though.
Don't forget, the camera's over there.
There, right, though. Yeah, I was going over there.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to show
the paper. Oh, look at the seal.
Oh.
Yeah. And then you're gonna show the book itself. Oh, the packaging. Look at the packaging.
It has a tab, but I also have nails.
Mmm.
Not special.
Ooh, damn! Look at that. Oh, look at the lock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna show what's inside.
You know what?
Because you gotta go buy one.
You gotta go buy one.
So
Dungeon Journals. Dungeon Journals shop, I believe.
You can find her on Instagram or on Etsy or in our Discord.
Type !Discord in the chat and you'll be given a link. And Aspen, or Dungeon Journals, hangs out fairly frequently.
And she was in the showroom at our Minor Architects.
We love having her on. I'm really good. I'm always surprised whenever she joins a one-shot because she always goes above and beyond. And during the one-shot, she dressed like her tiefling, which had a bit of a revitiligo going on. And she did the whole face paint and the whole thing, and she had horns, and it looked freaking amazing. And during the last one...
Oh yeah, she didn't, I don't know if she did green. It was hard to tell.
It was like a very muddled green.
Yeah, and then so she looked
she had
like her
goggles,
picture.
and she had like a little cap or something, and
no, Titan had goggles.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
She had the suspender thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
But it looked amazing. She always goes above and beyond. I'm always excited to see what cosplay she dresses as whenever we do a one shot. It's absolutely amazing. Ravenloft. We're still talking about that, obviously, since it's a brand new module or brand new source book that came out. We talked about last time a few monsters that can come from Ravenloft, and we talked about a few of them, which was like the body snatcher pod, and then there was like the different zombie versions that can come out, and then there was like the human flesh zombie that can come out as well, like the boneless, I think it was called.
Hi, kitty.
Well, I was flipping through the book and something caught my eye. And I know that you don't look at our titles, so this is always a surprise to you, which is always exciting. They give you a toolkit for DMs if you ever want to custom create a curse. Hey, buddy. Why is your nose always wet?
Well, I mean, you kind of custom created a curse for Rolly.
I did, yeah. I definitely wanted to make something that was a bit of a...
Did you ask him why he's always wet? He's always wet.
Yeah, I know. He's always wet.
Doesn't matter what day, what time of the day. He just comes up to you and he's wet.
I don't know why you're always wet, dude. You're a cat. You're supposed to hate water.
Well, he swims in I mean, it's not a very big thing, but Mike bought our cat's Segway a water filter that does this. And I think he just sticks his face.
Yeah, he doesn't know where it starts and where it ends, and he just sort of dunks his face into it, which I think what he does.
The other two cats are perfectly fine, and this guy, hey, don't lick the bottom of shoes. Those are dirty, sir.
They definitely are. Obviously they give you some examples here, some ways to create a curse, maybe where it comes from, maybe where, like, the history of a curse and how it could affect players.
I like the epic guy on the card.
I know.
I like how we both did it at the same time.
We had to get it. They actually give you some sample curses if you ever want to implement them in your game. And those are really fun. I was reading a few of them. I haven't read them all, so we're going to go experience this together.
Sorry, I just got an idea for my one shot, but it's not about curses. I got a different
Write it
idea.
down.
Nah,
do something.
It's fine. I don't remember.
All right. Yeah, we're excited for your one shot.
It's not till October.
And
it may change given life.
We have some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm definitely excited for your one shot.
I want to play.
I want to play. I definitely want to play.
I'll try not to fuck it up too bad, guys.
So there's a few sample curses they give you here. And it says here you can change them, any details of any of these examples to customize them to your adventure. The first one is the Ancient Seal. This curse protects the resting place of a long-dead ruler and punishes any who disturb the ruler's remains or plunders the treasure. So obviously when you go into the history of what this is, it's more or less like an advisor or something close to the royal family. When the king died, they're like, we're protecting this shit, creating a seal and some sort of magic sigil, so if anyone disturbs my dead master, they're getting fucked. Or maybe if you're the king himself and you're like, when I die, I decree, and doing you're really like strong in arcane, you do that on your body.
I don't get the purpose of that. Like, I never got, like, okay. Let's just pretend they're human. Let's pretend they didn't pray to any deities. They're plain. Plain fucking Jane.
All right.
And they got buried, and they were they just happened to be royalty.
King Henry.
Yeah.
Got it.
He got put in the ground, and he was like, "No one's gonna touch my grave." Okay. 1, don't be putting shit in there you can't use in the afterlife.
Yep.
2, what the fuck did you do where they're gonna go into your grave and do something to you? And the only thing I can think of that would really be other than stealing or like desecrating the body because you just don't fucking like that guy is like maybe turning them into like your necrotic buddy friend that's now your fucking servant and you don't want to be that. So that's the only thing I could think of. Other than that, it's like, do you really need that? I mean, yeah, safeguard it because it's a tomb, but do you really need that much extra?
You know what? Grave robbing and the act of going because you know that there is treasure, or the act of leaving treasure with a body is very weird.
Well, I mean, I only know like it's a thing because 1, I like Greek mythology. 2, I like Egyptian history and lore and all that stuff. I don't want to say crap, that's rude. But like, they always believe that you take all that stuff.
Yeah, so it's almost like it's like a religious mentality.
That's why I was like, pretend that that's not a thing for a moment. That's why I said plain Jane. Like, you're just like, I'm greedy. I'm just going to be buried with all this shit because I don't want you to have it.
I have a weird question. So, Egyptians believe that they took their wealth into the afterlife, right?
Well, you just... So I don't even know now.
Well, I have a question.
But...
Oh, well, okay. Well, go ahead. What's your thought?
Well, because it's been a while since I've had to study it, but it was like you were supposed to be... If you're royalty, you were supposed to be buried with all your riches in your tomb.
And your servants. That was also a thing.
Like out of respect and like just out of, your rank. Which was, I didn't understand because I was just like...
I have a point to make, but go on.
I just never understood it because I was like, okay, I get the God thing, but like... I mean, what if the God didn't like you? Like, what if you did supposedly everything right, but they didn't like your actions? It was just like, fuck you, I don't care. Like,
pharaohs were mummified with amulets and jewels inside of the linen wrappings and buried in lots of coffins. Inside coffins to protect the body, blah, 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 blah. They were believed that it be the safest place in the kingdom. Egyptians believed that the dead enjoyed such materials in the afterlife.
Yeah, that's why I said they always thought that they could take it with them.
Yeah.
But you're not taking nothing with you.
So that's a good question. So this is my question, now that we've confirmed that, is let's imagine you were the first pharaoh, and you believe this, and you just told everyone, hey, when I die, I want to be buried with my shit, because when I die, I want to take that with me, and that's what's going to happen. Now imagine that happens. Okay.
You're severely disappointed.
Now you're the second pharaoh. Uh-huh. All right. Don't you think you're gonna peek into pharaoh number 1 and go, his stuff's still here? I don't think it worked.
Well, like, I have a question on how they thought that went back over there. Because if you're okay, let's pretend it's not.
We're totally on a different
Egyptian.
subject.
Pretend we're putting a curse because said king wants to take said stuff with him.
Hey, it's Shady. Shady, if you don't know, is from our Oris Discord. He's one of the mods. Shady, this is my wife. This is Amber.
Hello.
We talk about D&D. Hey.
But seriously, like, okay, in D&D, pretty much anything is possible.
That's true.
So.
That's 100% true.
I mean, even if you took gold with you, what are you going to use it for? There ain't nothing over there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And what is it going to be? Like an astral, spiritual form of the gold you had in the coffin?
And what are you spending it on?
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta go pay that other
You're
guy.
You're literally going to one of the outer planes, and I don't think any of them. Well, maybe one does have like shops or something like that. Regardless, all right, moving on.
That's why I was just like, I don't understand. I gotta curse the dead guy's grave, so no one can take his physical shit, even though you can't use it in the spiritual realm.
And you know what's weird? DMs like myself cannot help but make a crypt or a tomb that has treasure. Why do we do it? I don't know.
Because it's, we're going to go in there because of the sparkly thing.
Yeah. Why do we do that? Not all cultures believe that. So why would someone be buried with their shit? I don't know. Well, regardless, now we're going back into the ancient seals. We're going into the sample curses. So these are a couple of sample curses from Ravenloft. The first one is the ancient seal. Again, it protects the resting place of a long dead ruler and punishes anyone who disturbs their remains or plunders their treasure. The pronouncement.
No, we were saying if you died, because this was like putting a curse on a grave, so like you wouldn't open it up and take the stuff out. So that's how it's just like, what are you gonna do with it once you're dead? Sorry, I got distracted by a cat.
All right. So carved into the stone of the crypt door are the words, "Relentless death follows those who disturb the sovereign's rest."
Hey, maybe you just don't want to, like I said, maybe you just don't want to be like risen from the dead. Like I could see that argument. Like you don't want somebody bringing you back to be their freaking zombie servant. Then I would say you have an argument.
We're gonna be stuck on this little niche thing about it if we can continue to talk about it. So all right. So that's the pronouncement. That's the little warning that you get, right?
Oh, you still have the Streamlabs.
Oh, I still have the thing. Hey, you should still check them out. We did a one-shot with a couple of artists fairly recently, last Sunday, and
their links are still in the Streamlabs. So.
I was having some Streamlabs issues, so more than likely this is just a leftover.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but you should still check him out. Oakley's really fun. Hey! Yeah, everyone's jumping in. We're all jumping in. We have more mods from the
I'm guessing.
Yeah. All right, so that is the pronouncement. The burden. Each character that gains the curse is haunted by a wraith that appears at sunset and vanishes at dawn. So basically, you can't sleep. Pursuing the single-minded goal of slaying the cursed individual. The wraith manifests in an unoccupied space within 30 feet of its victim. Destroying the wraith gains a temporary reprivement. It doesn't reform for 10 days. You can scale this curse for lower and higher creatures or characters by choosing another kind of creature. So you can choose a ghost, a shadow, a banshee.
I remember I was thinking of some stupid idea. I'm like, so you're a ghost, but you could choose a ghost to hunt your ghost.
I think the great thing about this, and this would be really, really fun, is that you can do a thing where obviously they get the warning. So you're a DM, all right? Mm-hmm. And your players walk into this crypt and they see the warning and they ignore it or they move on.
I full-heartedly expect you to, at least most of you, to ignore it.
Yes, absolutely. That's absolutely going to happen. And what ends up happening is that they're immediately cursed at that point because they've been warned and they get cursed. It doesn't say here that there should be a saving throw.
Thank you.
Oh my God, Shady, no way, man. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much, Shady. Thank you for hanging out with us, really.
Don't mind the other coming link, but we did show off her journal.
We did show off her journal. Dungeon Journal makes some amazing journals.
She makes character journals.
Yeah, and we use Astral Tabletop, which is another link that came out. So I would love this. So you would walk into a crypt, and your players are immediately cursed at that point. In 10 days, a wraith will come after them.
Wait, they don't know though, right?
They don't know. You don't have to.
but there is a warning.
As a DM, you don't have to say anything. You already told them as a DM that if you walk into this crypt, or at least the warning told you, if you walk into this crypt, you're gonna get cursed.
They just don't know how they're getting cursed.
Yeah, well, they're getting cursed by walking in. They just don't know if it's actually taking effect or if it actually happened. Should they fail saving throw? As a DM, I would just say it just happens, and you don't need to tell them. You just go.
Yeah, the ring in the campaign.
Yeah, and so every 10 days they're gonna fight a wraith or obviously a creature of your choice. The resolution: the cursed characters set right of what they disturb. Soul and treasure must be returned, and if the ruler's body was disturbed, they must reinert? Reinterred? Never heard of that word.
So like they have to be rebandaged and stuff. But that's funny. That's like the Jack Sparrow thing where he's like holds up little piece of treasure and it's just like you have to return all of it, otherwise you're still cursed.
That's really interesting. Yeah. And again, I want to go and say this to everyone who's watching right now. I apologize if our stream audio or video is a little weird. I'm using Streamlabs OBS, which I generally don't do, because Streamlabs was being annoying, and I couldn't get it to get or capture, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, all I heard from the other room was, our audio's weird.
Couldn't the paladin cleanse the curse if the party happens to have one?
Paladin or cleric? I don't know if paladins have remove curse. I know clerics have remove curse.
I will double check.
I play cleric.
I think there may be two options where a paladin can help in that situation. I think either all paladins or certain paladins have that aura, where those within the aura can't be cursed, or I'm not entirely sure if lay on hands, if you use 5 hit points, you can remove a curse. I don't believe so. I think that's a disease.
I don't know. I still have my stats up. I was gonna say.
Oh, because you played a paladin.
Yeah,
that's
I've played
right.
a lot of things.
Yeah.
I was gonna say lesser restoration, but that's just a condition. I don't know if that would work.
No, I think that's what remove curse is made for. Because as a paladin, why would you have
Lilith.
remove curse and less restoration?
Hmm.
They can call on their gods for a minor favor to cleanse that also.
Oh yeah, divine intervention.
Yeah, go ahead and look that up. Thank you. So there's another sample curse that Ravenloft gives you as a DM, if you want to use it, is the Broken Vow. A character breaks a solemn vow. The consequences stem from the powers that observe the oath swearing.
It's a disease or poison. So it says alternatively you can expend 5 hit points from your pool of healing to cure the target of one disease or neutralize one poison affecting it. You can cure multiple diseases and neutralize multiple poisons with a single use of lay on hands.
So it's not going to do a curse.
It also says it has no effect on undead and constructs.
Yeah. I think there may be an aura thing, but it doesn't seem like lay on hands, which kind of was the first thought that came to mind would work.
Well, the aura is just for saves, though. I don't think you're protected from curses.
We'll have to look into that. Yeah.
Unless it's like a higher level. I haven't. She's only like level 7, guys.
That's true. Yeah.
I haven't looked into.
And she's a one-shot character.
Yeah, I haven't looked into what she gets later.
So, Broken Vow, as I mentioned before, the powers that be are observing the oath swearing, and when you break it, something happens. This seems like more along the lines of like making an oath within a church, or making actually making an oath with the holy man or holy woman would kind of, you're making fun of my god? Okay, you better keep your promise. Or maybe in front of like a
seems like a warlock. Oh, I can't talk. Warlock pact.
Yeah. I mean, it obviously a DM can sort of flavor it in any way they want, but this is basically you're making a promise to someone with an important figure behind it. The pronounce whether the vow the character made, it came with an implied warning and that guilt and relentless would beset anyone who broke the oath. Wow.
Sounds like you didn't read the fine print when you signed up.
Well, no, it says here it's implied warning.
Yeah. By the way, since you didn't think about this.
That's an interesting turn of phrase. It's implied. Doesn't mean it's said. It's said.
Or written. That's why I said the fine print. And actually it says right here under this magnifying glass. You're screwed.
I mostly play rogues, personally, occasionally a ranger. I'm not that much of a fan of the magic user classes to play myself. That's interesting. Most people that I actually play with love the magic casters.
I went backwards, dude. Mike told me I played like one of the most complicated classes, which is like a moon druid, and I was just like, it seemed cool.
Druids aren't complicated. It's the fact that you're playing a druid that has to look up all of these animal stats.
Yeah. It's the animal stats, and then at certain levels, then her hits are magical, and then after that,
you can heal yourself.
Then she can be an elemental, and then she can cast spells and alter herself. Mm-hmm. But she can like cast a spell if she's a bear.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
So that was the pronouncement. The burden. The character is plagued by relentless sleep. Ooh, wow. And reoccurring nightmares featuring those characters sworn to protect. The character gains 3 levels of exhaustion, and that can't be removed until the curse ends. Are you kidding me?
I thought you die at 3 levels.
No, at 6. I think on the 6th level you were dead. So
damn.
I'm wondering if
1 level sucks.
I'm wondering. So it says here that you instantly gain the 3 levels of exhaustion after you have a relentless night's sleep, but it also says that you're plagued with it. In other words, I would interpret that as immediately you have 3 levels of exhaustion, and whenever you try to sleep again, you can't. And that's another level of exhaustion. So you're gonna die. You have 3 days to live.
You gotta go find that cleric.
Oh my god. The curse lasts until the character upholds the broken oath. This might require the character to wait until the circumstances arise again, or more questionably, to engineer the circumstances. Oh.
Yeah, but you better be quick with it.
I like that ending. That ending. So you could kind of engineer the circumstances. So it's like, I want to. You will always protect my life. Okay, I have a near-death experience. You broke your oath. and someone else had to protect me.
I healed
And then,
you.
and then you have to go, all right, I've saved your life.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Oh, look at that. You just fine. Anyway.
Then the guy's really pissed at you, and he's like,
but I saved your life. You almost fell over there. Look at that.
Fuck you. That's such a... Okay. That's funny. That's really funny. Final breath. A deity's favorite servant lies dying and calls down divine wrath. What? Pronouncement. The dying creature declares to the killer, may your mind grow dim in battle until the sun sets forever.
You're gonna get dumber because...
So that's definitely a thing. That's like a hag cursing you at its dying breath, or an angel who you thought was evil, you're killing it. It's like, oh no, the Dawnfather's gonna kick your ass.
I have a question though. What if your character is already not the brightest, and you're just like, I don't care. Probably don't know what that means, but all right.
Well, it says here, may your mind grow dim in battle, and so the burden is the character has disadvantage on attack rolls brought in by the belief, a brief, sporadic bouts of confusion. So you have disadvantage on everything. Yeah.
So you're just confused about life.
Actually, I think the way I would flavor it is that the character is like just starts seeing hallucinations, and you're
Fleas of madness.
Yeah, a little bit of madness, perfect. And you're just swinging away at these illusions, and you have a disadvantage. You may hit something.
Yeah, that's more fun. I was like, it's a little funny though if they're just that dumb.
It would be fun. I mean, you could definitely flavor it that you're in battle and immediately go, whoa, and just brain shot. The resolution to lift the curse, the character must cause a symbolic setting of the sun or empowerment of the night to appease the slain creature's deity. The character may prevent a festival dedication to the sun god or perform a ritual that shrouds the entire settlement in magical night for 24 hours, thus ending the curse. So you have to almost, once again, manufacture that. Yeah.
Late now.
I'm gonna go live in a cave now.
Man, it just sounds like we're faking a lot of people out with these things.
I love it that it does give you sort of a shitty way to get around it.
Yeah.
If you want to skirt your way around it, you totally can.
Hey man, you could be creative in D&D. There's a lot of ways players fuck the DM over.
It happens.
If you're creative enough.
I think there were a few times that you definitely messed me up where I was like, oh.
She remembers that.
I didn't expect to do that.
I'm the note taker and Mike hates it. Because he's like, you fucking wrote that down?
Yes.
Yes, I wrote it down.
How do you remember doing that?
He had a
Oh, that's a good point. It's Ravenloft. Shouldn't be that hard to find nighttime. Yeah. Or fake nighttime. Innocent Blood, which is the last sample curse that they give you here in Ravenloft. The tragic situation comes to pass where a character killed by an undeserving person who laid a vengeful curse in punishment. Pronouncement: the dying victim spits a final words. You shall spill innocent blood until laid low by the moon's bite. Man, everyone's very poetic when they're dying. I can't say words correctly when I'm conscious.
Dim in battle, which translates into you ain't gonna be able to do shit.
You shall spill the innocence of blood until the moon's bite. It's like, dude, how are you coming up with this? You're dying. Your blood should be out of your brain by now. How did you come out with that? The burden, the character who suffers, whose curse, will
battle fatigue.
With oh no. I don't know how to say all this. Good. I know lycanthropy, but Lucaru? Thank you.
I'm giving it an accent.
Hey, you know what? What the hell does that mean?
I don't know.
See Chapter 5. You know what? We don't have time to see Chapter 5. By the way, go check out Titan Fish Killer.
On page 100.
Yeah, we're not doing that. The curse can't be broken until the character is reduced to 0 hit points by a silver weapon. If the character survives, the curse has been broken. as described by the Blue Guru Lycanthropy 3 checking or treat the character as a werewolf who's.
It just sounds like it's a type of lycanthropy.
It's just exactly.
Yeah.
You have a werewolf. You got cursed by a werewolf. Someone gave you a werewolf curse.
Werewolf curse.
Uh-huh.
That's what we're calling it.
I
All right.
I got struck by the final breath.
I got struck by the dim.
The broken vow. I'm getting the dim. It happens. I'll let that fall. But regardless, there's also. Oh right. Oh, I saved that for a reason. Here, I'm putting that back in. Don't worry. I have a thing for that.
I've just seen like 5 more creepy things.
Oh, I know. They're all good. They're all good. Next. Oh, it says this is interesting though. You can make werewolves with that curse. You don't need a werewolf to do it. Yeah. Imagine if someone.
My question
I
is,
don't
if
know.
you get bit by the cursed werewolf, do you still become a werewolf, or you have to be cursed?
Werewolves in D&D, you definitely can be cursed by a werewolf by getting hurt and suffering, and I think failing a saving throw.
No. I mean, like, okay, a curse made said werewolf.
Okay.
Said werewolf bites another human being. They instantly become a werewolf, or no? Oh, like curse only stays with them.
I think the curse only stays with them, and it does state here that you have to check out a particular.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And we don't know the details of it.
The loophole.
This is something that D will do to keep close tabs on. I would abuse it. Hey, you could definitely do so. And then all of a sudden the players have to find out the best way to stop killing people and being cursed.
I mean, you had a DM that let you play like an adaptation of a werewolf.
I did.
So
Nick was really awesome when we played our Halloween one-shot way back in the New Egg days, and I played a person who was... It was a Halloween theme. We were all classic monsters, and I played the werewolf. So I played a Goliath who was a druid who would expend both uses of his wild shape form and become a weaker version of a werewolf. Didn't want to abuse it. Like, I could be hurt.
yeah.
And by non...
You didn't want to be OP.
Yeah.
So
So
it was also a one shot.
yeah, it was also a one shot. His name was Howl, and I'm never going back to him because it was fun to play, but I don't think he was that fun of a character. I do play fair, and most likely any character I play would never know about the curse to try and learn about it in the first place. Exactly. That's great. Yeah, don't metagame.
Yeah.
Definitely the character who's like, why am I turning into a wolf creature every night? I've never heard of this. You definitely walk to other bars.
Yeah, you could ask somebody and they'd be like, how do you not know what that is?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in a place that's common practice, if someone's cursing you every time if you're abusing it, it's gonna be like, yeah, dude, you got lycanthropy. You don't know what that is? Oh, you're in for a world of hurt.
Yeah, that's a hard message to take.
That's a strong pill to swallow.
By the way, this is what that does.
Another thing that Ravenloft actually provides you are haunted traps. Ooh, right? That sounds great. That sounds good.
Yeah, I get scared when Mike reads this because I play in the campaign.
Like other traps, haunted traps represent threats leveled towards trespassers. They originate in an area spontaneously, often resulting in overwhelming negative emotions, tragedy, or evil. Such traps provide a way to theme the dangers and monsters of a haunted place to reveal a grim history or frightening tale. When creating haunted traps, consider what events brought them into being and how the traps affect those origins. Ravenloft is pretty epic, yeah. Pretty decent. It is the goth. Yeah.
I like it. I mean, well, okay, normally I'm all in black. This is kind of colorful for me. But point is, like, the one shot I want to do is underworld theme. So that's why there's a couple things in here that I'm going to use. I'm not going to tell Mike.
You're going to take the book. I'm not going to see the book in 1 month. I won't have a chance to reread it.
And Mike is nicer than me, I think, because I
definitely am.
want a challenge. Like, he's evil. He wants to make us cry on camera, i.e. he's already made me cry on camera. But
I want to break you mentally first.
Yeah, he wants to break us mentally. I just want to pummel them. So I'm just like, I'm going to create something that's a challenge because all of you guys know how to play D&D. All of you know how to play it very well. So let's see what you have.
Help me. Just download the PDF to your phone. That's a good idea. I do have it on. Yeah, all right, perfect. Anyways, so haunted traps. It says here that when it comes to haunted traps, you can definitely use, if your passive perception equals 10 plus the trap's haunted bonus. You can notice them. You can also cast Divine Sense and detect good and evil, and that'll discern whether or not a trap is also haunted. So that kind of makes sense. I definitely would allow that too. That definitely fits within the wording.
I wonder if Divine Sense would work on that. Is this a trap?
Oh, it does say here Divine Sense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, I'm like, it's not a person or a being, but like it's.
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely would consider that like a entity or some sort of thing.
I'd be helping her break it. Oh, if you ever watch Steve tries to break the DM all the time. Not by playing.
By social encounters. By social. He always does. I hate it. He's like, I'm gonna go talk to a hooker, and I'm like, dude, you gotta make me DM. I have to role play a hooker again.
He does this to our other DM too. To be fair, that we all play a game in, and Mike's not the DM of that. And our DM is a very like calm, collected person. Moment Steve gets that tension in there, he's just like, okay.
If the trap is haunted, could you detect undead on the traps? Huh.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I mean, you have those senses, but it's not like it's an object.
You know
technically?
What? I would say that depends on the trap.
Yeah.
Because what if the undead trap is like an undead hand?
They fucking opened the Ghostbusters box.
Oh no. That's
what
correct.
Is this?
That's correct, Mr. Mayor. This man has no dick. So here's a couple of sample haunted traps that you can use in your game. Dance Macabre, a haunted bonus of 4, so essentially you need a passive perception of 14 to see it. This haunted trap affects a 20-foot radius sphere centered on an ancient but pristine instrument. When a creature enters the area, the trap emits the sound of distant mourning music. A round later, the phantom performer appears and begins playing the instrument for the next minute. While the performer plays, any creature that enters or starts a turn within the haunted trap's area must succeed a DC 14 saving throw or float 20 feet into the air and be affected by the spell Odo's Irresistible Dance, which I believe is a 7th level spell.
Is this dancing trap?
Yeah, it is a dancing trap.
That's funny.
Let's see. They are joined by illusionary dancers as they dance for the remainder of the performer's song. As an action, the dancing creature can repeat the saving throw to end the effect itself, whether upon it falls 20 feet and takes 2d6 bludgeoning damage. There's a lot.
I've only seen that spell once on Vox Machina when they did the show off.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they did the battle royale.
Yeah, and they used that on
Keelan.
I just imagine somebody doing like the jitterbug until they're gonna die, which is funny and creepy.
Fuck you, Scanlan!
Which is hilarious.
That's great, yeah. Let's see here. If a creature saving throw to resist the trap or stop dancing is successful, the creature is immune to it. While the phantom performer plays, any creatures within the haunted trap area can use its action to stop the performer from playing. By doing so, successfully a DC 14 persuasion check.
I have a question. If that's all going on, if you knock that guy the fuck out, does he still keep like moving his feet?
Well,
or is he just knocked out?
I would assume that he's sort of a non-corporeal entity, and you would have to, like it says here, you have to persuade him to stop.
Okay.
So you would like
do any damage.
You'd shoot a bow and go. He's a ghost. It'd go right through him. Because he's not technically an individual. It's a trap.
Yeah. It's a current raid boss fight in Warcraft. That's interesting.
Let's see here. The next one is Faceless Malice. It's got a haunted bonus of +2, so you need a passive perception of a 12 to see it.
You can also do Destroy Undead. It's like, I'm not dealing with you. No. I don't like you.
Again, I think that would work. I think it's all up to the DM whether or not you consider this a trap as an object, because it was originally an instrument.
I kind of like what Shady said, because it's like an entity is attached to said trap.
True.
So could you banish or destroy or,
I think it depends on your DM.
Yeah.
I don't want to solidify what you can and can't do.
Somebody with 2 books, the players over here.
Yeah.
It says here.
And then he's like, but fuck you, that's what I said. Faceless Malice, this haunted trap affects a 15-foot cube in the front of an ordinary mirror hanging on a wall. Ornate mirror. When a visible creature enters the area, the trap emits a manifestation as the creature itself, however, its distorted reflection in the mirror. If the creature is still within the area as the start of the next turn, it must succeed a DC 12 Wisdom saving throw, which is not totally bad, or be blinded, deafened, and rendered unable to speak for a minute. Whoa, holy shit.
Well, you're blind, you're deaf, and you're mute. You also can't make any noise.
Imagine a hallway filled with mirrors like this. That's scary.
It's bad for casters if your wisdom sucks. If you got a decent wisdom, you'll be okay.
The picture that they give as an example for the Faceless Malice is that you lose your sight, you lose your ears, you lose your mouth. You're basically nothing but a nose. You lose your face. Which is scary. You could definitely paint that as a scary picture. Like, your face starts to meld into flesh, and there is no more seam where your mouth is, and you start to worry yourself. And all of a sudden, you reach for your ears as you stop hearing sounds of your party talking to you, and you realize they're just smooth. And then you blink for one moment, and you can't open your eyes, and you put your finger over your eyes, where your eyes are, and you realize it is nothing but a smooth, thing. You cannot hear, you cannot see. That's fucking scary.
I was gonna make a bad joke. I was like, because it's what, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, and then it's like, but I can smell it. I can smell the evil up in here.
Right. This says here, additionally, an illusion makes it appear that the creature that its face is erased. The remove curse spell ends the effect, as does destroying the mirror. The mirror has an AC of 12, 10 hit points, vulnerable to bludgeoning damage, blah, 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 blah. You can get the idea. After a creature fails its saving throw against the trap won't activate again for another 24 hours. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Just don't have a shit wisdom.
You can't even do that. You can't even say a word.
I mean, like, don't be a barbarian up in that bitch. Like, you can still punch things, you just don't know what you're punching.
That's a good point. There are 2 more trap ideas.
Are animals affected by the mirror? I think that's also a DM call.
It says creature, and whenever D&D says the word creature, it generally means like sentient beings, because like they'll like, you use fireball on a creature and it affects it. So I think it would affect animals, yeah.
What if it doesn't affect you, but it like affects your pet or something?
Oh, like you succeed, but your pet doesn't, and you look to your right and you see your owl.
What the fuck happened to its face?
And the owl doesn't have a beak anymore, and it's just, oh no, it would have a beak. No, it doesn't.
It has a beak.
Oh, it just has the cone.
It just has the little.
It's got the nubbins for the nose, and it can't open its mouth anymore.
I mean, normally druids, their wisdom's pretty high, like, because you can use your moon druids can use their wisdom.
Oh, I was thinking druids that might be able to skip it.
In their form. Like, I use my wisdom in my form. I think she's got like a +10 now. So unless I suck at rolling.
So you're a druid, and you wild shaped into.
To say a bear.
Well, let's say I think the scenario that Shady is painting is, let's say you're a druid. Mm-hmm. You're Kara, and you fail the saving throw. I don't know how you would. You've got such a high wisdom.
Yeah, that's why it's just a +10.
But let's say you failed the saving throw, and you go, first instinct is, I'm gonna wild shape. Maybe that'll.
Oh, like negate it, and then you gotta remake the save?
Maybe. I think that's up to the DM. If it was up to me, I would say whatever animal, let's say you turn into a bear, you would turn into a bear with no mouth, face.
What if you like bamp out? Do you bamp out like that? Or do you have your face back?
I would say that the curse, if you failed it, the curse does it for a minute. You would have it for a minute. I would definitely say that would happen.
Creepy.
I mean, other DMs probably would give you that okay, like, all right. And then you
faceless bear.
If you were smart about it, if you saw your barbarian friend turn into that, you're like, okay, just don't look in the mirror. Shit. And then you're like, okay, think. I'm gonna turn into a
squirrel.
No.
Yeah, well, we don't want to talk about squirrel idea.
What has blind sense?
Like a bat?
No, but bats use sonar
Blind
location.
sense? A shark has blind sense in D&D.
They do have like a electromagnetic field that they can see through.
Yeah.
Like maybe a worm, like an earthworm.
Ain't nobody shapeshifting into a worm.
No.
Unless you want to get stepped
Like
on.
bats don't work because they have to hear the.
Yeah, well, I know because
reflecting.
I've wild shaped into a shark. They have it. I know they have blind sense.
A snake, you won't have a mouth. You can't open your mouth because snakes, they use their tongue just to taste the air, sort of sense the air.
Well, the sharks, they just bump things.
Why do I know this stuff?
They have the nose.
What the hell's wrong with me?
They actually use their nose to sense, like the electro pulse. So that makes sense.
A shark. So you'd be in a haunted house and you turn into a shark. And,
Yeah, I lack oxygen, but I know where you fuckers are.
That's funny.
Well, I die on the ground. Hold on.
You know what would be really funny is that I think Olivan, one of our guest players in our main campaign, he's taken the telepathy feat.
Oh yeah, see, if you had the feet, then you could talk.
Hold on, wait a minute. I
Does
think
it
that
negate the feet?
I think it does, and the reason why I think so is the telepathy feat states that you may need to see someone to speak to that person. Oh no.
Would it work on Cass? Because she technically has a person in her head?
Telepathic. Let's see here. You can speak telepathically to any creature you can see within 60 feet of you.
I think Cass would be able to do it.
This is here. They also have the face sensors like sharks does. Oh, for snakes? Oh, maybe. They detect infrared and such and smell with their tongues. But you don't have a mouth anymore.
Yeah.
So you can't stick out your tongue. You know, it'd be a great way around this.
I'm trying to think. I'm looking because I know I have animals.
Let's say you're a wizard, and you
You summon a new face.
no, you fail the saving throw, and you've already had your familiar somewhere else. You can see through your familiar.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. Oh, so they don't need to smell.
Oh
They just
yeah.
use their sensors.
Giant coral snake has blind sight.
Oh, well then that'll work. I think so. It just all depends.
Just a regular snake have blind sight? Yeah. Giant constrictor snake also has blind sight.
Because when you see through your familiar, you don't use your own stat block. You use your familiar stat block. You're getting the information that they're gathering. So that could definitely work. Another one. All right, let's move on so we can get to the last two. The next haunted
we
trap.
segue a lot on this.
That was
stream
great.
because
I like
we
that.
get ideas.
That's really fun. I like that. And then you could definitely, as a player in DMs, you can go, I'm gonna fuck you over with this. And the DM goes, I already know what you're gonna do. I've thought of my wizard friend who's gonna see through.
I still want to tell them about my squirrel rogue druid idea.
No. Please no.
I just wanted to steal sandwiches.
The next trap is the icon of the lower aerial kingdoms.
This stuff is being filed away in my loophole database.
The haunted trap is tied to the 10-foot radius sphere surrounding an ominous 1-foot tall statue of a menacing 4-winged bird-like figure. Once per day, when a creature enters the area, the trap emanates, manifesting the sound of distant flappings of wings. Mothman.
He's not a bird, but
He's a moth bird, and rushes a rush of warm air, emanates from that. If a creature is still within the area at the start of the next turn, they must succeed a DC 16 Wisdom saving throw, or be charmed and incapacitated for 1 minute. These conditions last until the creature is damaged, or someone else enters the action to shake the creature awake. If the affected creature remains charmed for the full minute, then they are affected as per the magic spell. Oh, as the spell, Magic Jar. Oh shit. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Entering the statue and being replaced by the spirit of a disembodied fiend. You swap places with a fiend, and now you're in the statue.
oh no.
Oh. Yeah. Shit. Magic Jar is interesting. Magic Jar is definitely interesting.
You could use protect from good and evil.
It is funny that you say that.
Why? It's negated?
No, it says here the effect ends when dispel good and evil or similar spells are cast on the affected creature. I would definitely say as a DM, if you cast protection versus good and evil and you fail it, you wouldn't get swapped. You'd still be charmed for a minute, but you wouldn't get swapped.
Yeah.
I definitely think that would apply.
Well, because it says they have disadvantage on stuff against you. I don't know. I mean, you still technically have to make a save, but like, I don't think they can hurt you really.
So the effect ends when you cast spell good and evil, or a similar spell is cast on the affected creature, or when the statue is destroyed. You can do that.
My girlfriend played in a cyberpunk campaign with me, and all she wanted to do was go to the park and poison the pigeons. No, well, okay. I love playing characters, but I was telling... We're going to segue again.
Sure.
I was telling Mike that we should go to Yosemite because it's really nice there.
It is.
But the squirrels are not afraid of people, obviously, because there's campsites there.
They're not.
And when I went with my family a long time ago, I was literally taking a picture for maybe about less than a minute, and I had tucked my sandwich behind my back and posed for the picture so my mom could take a picture, and this little bastard ran up to me and was about to do this, and I turned around and I was like, my sandwich! So my idea, sitting there eating breakfast, and I was like half awake, and I never get these kinds of ideas.
What if I'm a moon druid?
I've evolved into this part of my life in D&D, and I was like, what if you're like a druid and part rogue? But since your weapons get, like, you know, blended into you when you wild shape, what if, like, you hand, like, your little weapon, your little shank, to somebody else, or put it on the ground to the side of you, you bamf to a squirrel, you get the knife, and
or in this case, it'd be like a toothpick.
You go sneak, and then you stab the guy, take a sandwich, and run away. And then the DM that we had asked was like, well, you can't sneak attack and damage the guy, because, like, you kill him. I'm like, I don't want to kill the guy. I just want to steal his sandwich.
I think honestly,
all I wanted.
What was a real sad thing was I wanted this so badly, and I was like, let me double check to see if that can be done. I'm not sure if you could do sneak attack as an animal. And Jeremy Crawford was like, no, you can't do it. And I was like, yeah, F that, I'll let you do it.
And so I was like, I just want to, you know,
yeah,
and run away.
Take a level in Artificer, and I'll let you create your own sleeping poison-tipped barbs.
I don't want to kill him. It's very much just poking somebody with a safety pin and then running away with their food. Like, just enough for them to drop.
So, we have one more trap here, and then I lied. We have one more thing to cover.
Okay.
And it's going to be the fun one.
Okay. Fun for who?
Oh, for everyone. Yeah.
You use that term real loosely.
The last trap sample that they have here in Ravencroft is the Morbid Memory. A Morbid Memory trap presents little danger because it only has a +0 to its haunted bonus, so you're definitely going to see it. Little danger, but it proves useful in revealing important and unsettling glimpses into the area's past. The haunted trap affects the area's single room within or a 30-foot square area. When a creature enters the area, the trap emanates, manifesting as faint, disembodied whispers. If the creature is still in the area until the start of next turn, illusionary scene plays out, repeating some terrible event that happened in this area. Usually lasts for a minute. And then you could be frightened if you fail a DC 10 saving throw for the next 1d4 rounds. So it doesn't hurt you. It doesn't do that. It is essentially, like you said, a flashback trip. It's essentially I would flavor this as this is a story moment.
This would be good for your character that's based off of Ash from Evil Dead.
Yeah.
So, like, it's just like...
I have an Ash Williams character who I love. I liked him, then I didn't like him, I like him again.
Well, you've modded him, out a little bit.
I did. I'm happy the way he's turning out. You want to talk about the Bagman?
Oh, finally?
Yeah, we're going to talk about the
That's
Bagman.
the whole reason I bought that book.
Yeah! Let's talk about the Bagman.
I don't like the name, the Bagman, just because it's supposed to be based off of Slenderman, and I obviously get it's not going to be called Slenderman because it's D&D, but really, that Bagman, some of those pictures, if you have a 5-year-old's dirty-ass mind in the gutter, don't look right.
Hold on. You just reminded me of something. Continue, please.
I'm just saying.
There used to be an old PSA that was called the Bagman. and it was "Don't Let the Bagman Fool You."
It just sounds bad. Somebody was like, "You want to go talk to the bagman?" You're just like, "No."
Here it is.
I don't want to do that today.
Oh wait, no, "Don't Let the Rapper." Oh, it was "Don't Let the Rapper." God damn it! I thought it was the Bagman.
He is creepy looking. Like, that's an awesome concept. I just don't know how we got from.
You know what
A
he's
to B.
under? He's under creating unique nightmares. You kidding me?
Yeah, he looks like a boogeyman.
And he's the only one here.
He got his own page.
Once you've considered using the technique in this section, you can put them all together and create your own unique terror. If you have ideas where you want your monster to do, write them down and think of what stories connect to the pieces that you want to use and fill in gaps, blah, 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 blah. Hey, be a storyteller. Duh, DMD. God damn it. That didn't help at all, wizards.
Be creative with it.
Yeah, and you basically told me to be creative. Yeah, I know. I'm the DM. Whatever.
Hey, some people read verbatim. Okay, so that's why.
That's stupid. Anyways. Beware the Bagman. The Bagman is an urban legend about an adventurer who sought to escape doom by abandoning his party and hiding inside a bag of holding. When he tried to leave, though, he became lost amid a constant increasing number of external dimension storage spaces. Over time, the strange forces in this magical in-between place transformed the adventurer into a monstrous creature. Now, every night, the Bagman slips out of a random bag of holding. If he doesn't find his home, he drags someone back into the bag with him and leaves behind some trinket from his hidden kingdom of lost junk. Some say that if you speak too loudly over an open bag of holding or whisper, "Follow my voice," into a magical storage space 3 times, the Bagman will come for you. What the fuck?
Nope.
Any character
Set it on fire!
might know the story of the Bagman. What is the Bagman? How do you use the urban legend? It's up to you.
I have a question. I thought if you put something alive in a bag of holding, it suffocates.
Yeah, it does. In 10 minutes. Oh, no. It's either 10 minutes or your con modifier +1.
Oh, like if you're holding your breath?
Yeah, because you can't breathe in the bag of holding.
Clearly. He put a bag of holding in another bag of holding.
No, that would rip space time. You can't do that.
How long could he hold his breath? I think he died in there and became his own entity.
I think so. But that's really fun. That's a great idea. Because most adventurers in most campaigns usually start or in the middle.
Not us. Our asses, I mean, we've come across money, but at the time that we had an opportunity to buy a bag of holding, that shit was too much money.
You haven't bought a bag of holding in the current campaign.
We have a bucket of holding.
You have a pocket of holding, which I love.
With a person that writes us notes. It's very interesting. We don't think they're in the bag, but
I want to do a summary. I think at the end of this arc that we're doing, I think I'll do a full-on summary of how the campaign's going. So for anyone who doesn't want to watch 30 episodes, can go ahead and just watch that.
We're going to be on 26. We normally stream every Saturday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I have an amazing group of people.
We do.
But they've had lives, weddings, and baby showers, so we made time for that to segue into other things for a little while.
Absolutely.
So next week, we will be picking up on episode 26.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely want to make an overview of what we've done so far, and as well as the characters. I think you guys have definitely grown, and I love the way the campaign is going. There are a lot of fun things that you can do with bags of holding and other pocket dimensions like this. Yeah.
I have a question. Can you just light a match and throw it in?
I mean, it has no air, so fire
Will
wouldn't...
it suffocate?
Fire would suffocate, and it would just go out.
I feel like I would play a character that would just put numerous bad things in the bag and close it and see what happens. This is very much Lilith. Like as a kid, though, not as an adult. Let's see what happens. Puts bomb in bag of holding, zips it up. Well, then we wait. But from a distance.
That's an interesting idea. So, I mean, Siege! Oh, Siege, buddy. We may be ending soon, but please hang out with us while we keep talking about bags. You can use it for traps. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fun things you can do with with a space to an external dimension.
You could put the bag. Well, no, because you have to think about the bomb being in there to have somebody else take it out. Because you'd be like, take that thing out, and if they don't think, oh, take that whatever's in there out,
Yeah.
it doesn't come out.
Yeah.
Unless you wrap the bomb up. Take the green box out. Okay, I take the green box.
I mean, there's definitely people who want to break a bag of holding and what it can do. Because if you don't know, if you turn a bag of holding inside out, aren't bags of holding?
No.
You're not wrong. No, he's technically not wrong.
Wait, yes and no.
Wait, what's the Futurama thing? You're technically correct, which is the most important way to be correct.
Yes, all bags hold things, but they're not all bags of holding. Okay.
Sarah Holding made the first bag of holding, and she claimed it. No, if you were to turn a bag of holding inside out, all of the contents inside spill out immediately. So people try to abuse that by, let's say you get a bunch of clerics together, you get some coins, and you cast glyph on it, and you put like, when they hit the ground, because I think you could set like a preset, if they hit the ground, glyph of death, and it'll do necrotic damage. So you do that to a bunch because you could do that to a bunch, and you don't have to hold concentration. It just costs a lot of money. And you start to put those every time you cast it, it takes about 6 seconds. You drop it in there in the bag of holding. Now it's set. Now you send Unseen Servant to hold the bag, walk around because it doesn't weigh that much, and then you tell the servant, okay, go ahead and just
dump out the bag.
Dump out the bag, and then immediately 50 gold coins come out, and they all explode, doing 10d8 damage each, which times about, if you do that to 100 coins, that's a big amount of damage. Yeah, I killed the Lich. Like, people definitely try their best to break the game.
Oh yeah.
But you can fill it with bad things and throw it, and give a command to empty it or disenchant the bag. That's true. That's definitely an interesting idea. Because if you were
like this episode was just how to break things.
How to break things. Because the idea is that if you were to put a bag of holding into a portable hole or another bag of holding, that tears the two objects together, and it opens a portal to the astral sea. And anything that's around it gets sucked in. Basically creates a hole in space and time. I think also the terminology that is in while doing this, it says that any contents within the bags or in the portal either are destroyed or they're flung somewhere into the astral sea. So I think if you were to dispel a bag of holding, it's up to the DM. Either one of two things happen. Either the bag is ripped because now a bunch of contents are in a space, or things get just muddled together. Like, have you ever seen those sci-fi things where someone tries to transport, it doesn't work correctly, and now like their arm and leg is into someone else's? Either that'll happen. Be creative. You're a DM. Be creative. Yeah, you'll turn into Jeff Goldblum's The Fly. Oh, stop. You can. Yeah, I would say be creative, or maybe you dispel the contents. You look into the bag and it's empty because you cut off the portal between the bag and the dimension. Now the bag is empty. That's what you did. There's different ways to muddle up a plan.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's D&D. It's the array of things to screw people over. The more you know.
Yeah. Just imagine that you have this plan. You're like, I'm going to dispel it, and because it's written that you have to turn it inside out to do it, to expel all the contents. But you're like, I'm going to try dispelling it. What if you just cut it off? And then you lose everything.
No bueno.
Yeah, no bueno at all. But, yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys today. We will do a rerun.
We're doing a rerun of session 25 tomorrow.
So if anyone wants to get caught up or wants to see what the latest adventures of the Griffins, as we're calling them.
You gotta watch that episode. It was really the griffins in the bag, but the bag ran away.
It was longer. It was the 3 griffins in the bag, and I hated it.
So now it's just 3 griffins.
Now it's just 3 griffins, and I am doing my best to just call you guys the griffins. It makes so much more sense. I hate your team name.
You gotta watch the show.
I know.
We do stupid shit. We do emotional shit, stupid shit. Yeah, it's D&D.
It's D&D. Players are level 7 right now.
See.
If you finish this arc, you'll be level 8. And I was planning out a few arcs. I have everything planned up to level 12. And obviously that's going to be a long while away. And, oh no, level 13. Sorry. Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Sorry, my character's had a lot of trauma. I made her kind of traumatic. My bad. But as Mike puts it, nobody that's super cheerful goes out and venturing and tries to punch people and dragons and shit. So
someone has to have trauma somewhere. Yeah. That's my feeling on characters, is that you definitely want to build in some trauma. I can't wait for Nick or Steve to actually create. If you ever want help designing campaigns, let me know.
Join the Discord, man. I think
Me.
mostly everybody in there is a DM or a player.
Yeah.
And then we have the role-playing
we do have an RP section of our Discord. It's kind of bare bones right now because there's only 2 role players, me and Tina. Mm-hmm. But all of the building blocks are there for people who want to role play. So when we do, start growing it.
When you get more people.
Yeah.
More role play.
Hey, you can role play it. I don't like building them, but I don't like running them, but I like building them. I have no choice.
I respect that. I think Mike accidentally became a DM.
Yes.
1, he likes telling stories. 2, he does the voices. This is all you're gonna get during the one shot. I would probably try to do a voice, but it's not gonna happen because I don't keep it. I'm like a mimic, not like the furniture. But like, if he does an accent, I can copy it. If I if I hear it, it just happens. But I can't keep with it. That's just not a thing I do.
Do you want to go to Walmart?
Walmart. I actually had some D&D figurines for a bit. I picked up. No, because I already got stuff.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a lot of D&D
Wait, what do you mean you got stuff? What does that mean?
Nothing.
Wait, what? Wait, what does that mean?
Nothing.
What? No, you can't do that.
Point is, I have stuff.
Okay. We don't have a 3D printer. Wish we did. I also bought that keycap. I can't wait for it to come. I bought a keycap that had a D20 on it.
I like how he's like, what'd you buy? Hey, by the way, I bought that.
Well, remember when we were watching Critical Role yesterday, and I was on my phone, and you're like, what are you doing? And I went, I'm buying something. And you're like, oh, okay.
What'd you buy?
I bought a keycap.
The one that has their logo in it?
No, I bought a keycap with a little D20 on it.
Oh, okay.
It looks great. Whenever you get a mechanical keyboard, I'll buy you one too.
Oh.
Yeah, you're on a laptop.
Yeah.
We'll fix that one up and you can use that.
I like my laptop.
You don't want to use that one?
Oh.
That's just a PC waiting for you to use. What do you?
I like it there.
Huh. Okay. Easy. Print a 3D printer. I wish. That'd be great. We don't even have a printer in here.
It's because ink is bullshit.
I hate printers. Jesus Christ. I'll just send it to you digitally.
Yeah, there's not much I really have to print unless they make you.
We have a friend who does 3D printing. Mean Figurines on Instagram, and she does pretty good work. I like that fire elemental she made.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. But I think we've covered everything for today, guys. It is getting hot in this studio now. I need to turn off a bunch of lights.
It's because we have a bunch of studio lights.
I know.
It's actually not that bad here, but yeah.
A lot of stuff here.
Yeah, she makes some mean figure. I think she's got an Instagram. I don't know if she has Twitter, but she does have a TikTok.
She definitely does. And thank you again, Shady, for, honestly, in the way we're calling it, for being one of our little magical gems. We appreciate it.
Little gems.
Yeah.
What's the other one that I can't say your name? Siege. Oh, fuck. Words. Siege.
Siege.
Siege. Sorry. It's been a week, dude. I've had 4 hours of sleep, and I watched Critical Role's freaking finale all 7 hours, and my dumbass had to get up for work. And
Yeah.
and Shady and something with an A somewhere over there. If you're still in chat, I apologize, but I also thank you.
Who are you talking about?
I don't want to butcher their name.
Antrea?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Antrea. Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, what?
What? I thank everybody in the chat that
Yeah.
bothers to watch us on their Friday night.
Appreciate it, guys. So we will run the rerun, and we'll be back next week for
Session 26.
session 26. Later, guys.
Bye.
Hopefully OBS will be working by then.